Hey everybody, welcome back to the Divine's Finest podcast episode. And we are on bonus episode number 15, you guys. Yes. I've been feeling inspirational, so I'd be coming on busting out this these episodes, you guys, whenever I feel inspired. So today we're going to talk about an interesting topic, okay? So we're going to talk about why some avoidants chase you and others don't. And I've actually been kind of curious about this in my, myself like today. And I was like, I want to dig deeper because I want to share this with you guys and talk about it, okay? But before I get started, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, it does help push out my content. And also be sure to check out my Decentering Men journal, you guys. Is absolutely amazing and transformative, okay? I have reels on client reviews if you want to see those on my shorts, okay? And all that good stuff, all right? So, here's the thing, you guys. Not all avoidants act the same. Some come back just to leave again. Some never come back at all. And both leave you questioning if you were ever enough. But what if I told you this isn't about your worth? It's about their capacity, their nervous system, their fear of intimacy, and the story they were never brave enough to rewrite. So let's talk about why some avoidants chase and why others disappear like you never even matter to them, right? So here is why some avoidants do come back, but then they ghost again, okay? So this is the kind of person that sends you mixed signals. They may say something like, I miss you, I wasn't ready for you, you were everything to me, things like that, right? And yet, they never stay long enough to even prove it. Why, you may ask? Because coming back gives them a momentary high, a taste of closeness. But their core fear of engulfment kicks back in the moment you start to feel safe again. They crave intimacy, but they don't know how to survive it. So they pull you in and then they leave. They love you halfway, confuse your nervous system and call it chemistry. You start healing just enough to function again. Then they show up in your DMs and reopen the wound. That is not love. It is a trauma loop. And now, here's why avoidants never come back. And it feels like rejection. And this is actually what I've been through, okay? Personally with, and I've talked about him in several of my podcasts, Taz, right? So this is an avoidant who disappears silently, coldly, no closure. You start to spiral, wondering if you ever meant anything. And it did to you. But here's the truth. The ones who never come back usually fear confrontation, accountability, and emotional intimacy so deeply that they'd rather ghost you than grow. They weren't avoiding you. They were avoiding what loving you would have required them to feel. Man, that makes so much sense. I'm telling you guys. So coming back would have required change, ownership, a nervous system that doesn't shut down at the first sign of intimacy. And not everyone is built for that level of truth. So here's the reason why it hurts so deeply. And it has nothing to do with them. Whether they chased or vanished, both forms of avoidance awaken old abandonment wounds within you. Not because you were wrong or too much or unlovable, But because your body recognized the silence from somewhere deeper, somewhere that felt like childhood, or the last person you made who made you actually feel like a placeholder, or the first moment you learned that love could leave. Avoidance didn't teach you pain. They mirrored the pain you were already carrying. And this is what your nervous system needs you to know right now, okay, you guys, because this is important. You don't need someone to come back and explain why they left. You actually need someone who chooses not to leave in the first place, okay? That's actually somebody who chooses not to leave in the first place. That's actually a sign of somebody who's secure, okay? Just letting you know. Now, someone who, I'm sorry, I'm reading my notes, you guys. So, someone whose nervous system feels safe, whose actions match their words, who doesn't need chaos to feel connection. That's a secure partner, you guys. That's what you want. All right. But until then, you get to be that safe place for yourself. No more chasing crumbs. No more calling confusion love. No more rewriting their silence into a sign. All right. So the next time you ask yourself, why did he come back just to leave again? Or why did he come back? Why didn't he come back at all? I want you to pause and ask yourself this instead. Why am I still waiting for somebody who never stayed? And that was actually something I had to tell myself about, Taz, right? Or not even just him. I mean, he's had the most emotional impact on me, but I've had several people that I've dated, even briefly, you guys, where I look back at it and I'm just like, why would I want somebody who just comes and goes, or just ghosts me, or, treats me a certain way, that kind of stuff. I started questioning myself that. And then that's when I, started putting up boundaries and just starting to notice the difference between the signs of what an avoidant or emotionally unavailable person looks like, as opposed to somebody who's more secure. Okay, because there is a big difference between the two of those types of people. All right, I just had to put that out there. Okay, so ask yourself that instead, because the love you're building now isn't about being chased. It's about being chosen. All right, you guys. So that is today's episode. I really hope that makes a lot of sense and that it resonates with a lot of you. I really would like you guys to also check out my my other episode I did, episode 14. I actually did this like almost a few weeks ago. Episode 14 about mixed signals are a clear answer. Stop justifying confusion. Okay, because that's definitely going to give you even more of an explanation of what avoidance do specifically. Because that's the other thing about avoidance, is that a clear sign that you're dealing with one is that of them giving you mixed signals. Okay, so check that episode out as well too. That's on my playlist, my podcast playlist, if you go to the tab on my channel. All right, but be sure to check out my Decentering Men journal as well, you guys. The link is in the description box below for that. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.